Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to New Thought Unity Center on this lovely Sunday morning. We're glad that you're here. My name is David Kisor, and I am music director at New Thought Unity Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, where fall has risen. I don't know what fall does. It came, and it's a lovely day today, and we're going to be out in the wonderful crisp air a little bit later on. But right now, we want to welcome you to this new day. Every day is a new day, and it's a special day. We have our special guest from the West with us, and but we want to start a little jazzy this morning, so let's kick it off, band.
Here comes, just like they said it, the only thing constant is change.
And though my head might get it, to my heart it still feels strange as we embrace this feeling of all they've come to be. With hope to lighten the healing, straight ahead now we can see. It's a new day, a new day. Oh, yesterday's done, here comes the sun. It's a new day.
Let go, let spirit guide me. The future is shiny and new.
And with good friends beside me, look at all that we can do as we ease on down the road. A new sun starts to rise with love to lighten the load. Right before our eyes is a new day, a new day. Oh, yesterday's done, here comes the sun. It's a new day. Part of me doesn't want to let go of the ways of the days that are gone.
But I gotta take courage, drop all my worries, turn around,
and gotta face the dawn of a new day, a new day. Oh, yesterday's done, here comes the sun. It's a new day. New day. And I'd like to welcome one of our favorite people around this place. Hello, David Allen Brown.
Good morning. Yes.
Our guest from the West, and the only thing I could think of was the Wicked Witch.
All right, and let's stop because we need to get the microphone on and see if it's. You got a green light. All right.
Work. They push a magic button, and there it is. See, I'm not the Wicked Witch.
But you are magic, David.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you for saying so. That's very nice. I did drive over from Indianapolis this morning, as usual. I got up not bright and early. It was dark and early, and made my way over. I was just speaking with someone in the back, and they were like, "Oh, we're so glad you come, and we know you have to get up early and drive all this way, and you leave your family behind and all that." And I could only realize in that moment that everything from all of that to right now and beyond is exactly the right thing. Me getting up early with enthusiasm, me centering on the car ride here, me being present and drawn to the energy that is this place and the hearts and light that I know I will find here. It's all part of the process, and I'm so honored to be invited and to be a part of it again. So no worries about the process. Know that that's the thing, and we're going to have a great day.
Amen.
So let's start with our affirmation. It's on the screen in front of you, and I'll read it, and then we can say it together. I am in the perfect place and the perfect time. With me. I am in the perfect place and the perfect time. Let us pray. Mother, Father, God, thank you. Once again, we are drawn to the truth, the light, the love, and the mission that is walking in step with our holy selves. We're grateful for the sunshine. We're grateful for the roads. We're grateful for the building. We're grateful for the technology that brings us together in whatever way, because no matter how we are scattered, our hearts are united as one loving truth together in the mind of God. And here, when we find that place, we know there are miracles. We know we are exactly in the right place. We know this is the time for change. We know this is the place of healing. We know this is the moment of miracles. So we step forth into this instant and the one after that with our loving presence. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, David.
All for you.
Oh, I'm feeling a little ornery this morning. We'll see what happens. I hope I don't sabotage anything, because we've had some heartfelt preparation for this wonderful day, and now's the time when we stand up and sing together. And if you're joining us online on our Facebook Live page, maybe you can stand up in solidarity wherever you are and dance around in your bare feet and pajamas or any of that. And let's take it all back to the 70s.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
One more. Take it home to your heart.
It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
And now's the time where you can turn to your neighbor or say hi across, respect the mask, and ask if you want to give a handshake or a hug. And we invite everyone that's on our Facebook Live page to send us a message. Tell us who you are, where you are, and what you like about the service. How's the weather in your neck of the woods? California, Massachusetts, wherever you are, Roselawn, anywhere that we are. Everybody get a chance to say hi? We're going to say hi, congregation, and then you can say hi, band. Hi, congregation. Hi, tech people.
Hi, tech people.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo!
I feel the good vibration, healing and transformation all through this congregation. Must be unity, the experience is our mission. Universal wholeness is our vision.
Be who I am, it's my decision.
Must be, must be, must be unity. Yeah.
NTUC unity. Yeah. Thank you. You may have a seat. And if you would, say with me our mission and vision statements. Our mission statement is, in God, we are an inclusive, abundant community, experiencing love, transforming lives, and serving others. And our vision statement, we celebrate a world of harmony and oneness, a place of loving stewardship, sacred connections, and pure joy, where all are welcomed with honor and respect. And we are so grateful that you all are with us this morning, whether you're here in the sanctuary or in virtual land. And what we want you to know most of all is that wherever you are on your spiritual path, wherever you have been, we are grateful that you are with us today. And you are always welcome in this place. If it's your first time here, there is a newcomers table in the back corner. There is an envelope that gives you information about New Thought Unity Center. There's also a gift with that packet, and one of the board members would be happy to meet you back there and answer any questions that you might have about the center. Again, thank you for being with us. We got some announcements, David?
No, wait a minute. A gift. I want a gift.
Oh.
No, if you're first time, or it's been a long time since you've been here, go get your gift back there. That's an interesting situation. Yes, there are plenty of things going on around the center as we gently and respectfully and carefully open up to the new world. For all events, see the website, the email blast, or the Facebook event page. October is New Thought Unity Center Anniversary Month, and we're celebrating Sunday's Everything Unity. On the 3rd, Nancy and George Whitten will be here to speak on the history of unity. October the 10th, Alice Frazier is speaking on the 5 unity principles, and by the way, I think we're going to have a special musical guest, so you're not going to want to miss the 10th. The 17th, Reverend JJ comes and lays it down about prayer and healing prayer, especially. In October the 24th, Susanna Whitrock is here and is going to lead us through the 12 powers. So you don't want to miss anything in October, and so plan on being here or on Facebook Live. The Mastermind class, Alice Frazier facilitates this group that teaches the Mastermind principle as a method of focusing power of thought for the specific purpose of establishing a direct connection with God. Is there any other purpose? That is what I want to do. So join Alice and others the first Wednesday of the month, coming up on October the 6th at 6:30 p.m. in Friendship Hall. Crossport. These support meetings are held every second and fourth Monday in Friendship Hall and on Zoom at 7:30. Crossport is a community supporting transgender/gender nonconforming CDs and all allies. Questions or inquiries should be made to Lauren Watson or call the center at, everybody give us the phone number, 513-961-2527. Angel's Wings, all clothing and shoes, $1 off, or no? No. Is Angel Wings happening today? It's happening today, but you're going to have to pay full price.
Which is very
But there's
reasonable.
Halloween
Which
stuff.
is still, it's scary Halloween stuff, all right. You know Halloween is on the way because just before the service started today, a spider was hanging right in the middle of the aisle. I don't know if it came from the balcony or all the way from the ceiling. Anyway, I got the web and took the spider outside. But if you want spider decoration, well, thank you very much. Yeah, there's one spider alive outside wondering how she got there. I don't know where I am. But
Waiting for you.
spiders and crazy stuff and Halloween things, and you can't, and there are clothings and shoes, and they're still reasonably priced, even if they're not $1 off at Angel's Wings. And also our offerings at Galleria of Grace Gift Shop, a large selection of unique items and the Daily Word available for purchase on open Sundays after the service until 1 p.m. All right, so a lot going on here at New Thought Unity Center. But as always, now is the time that we center ourselves in our silent meditation.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and grace. I can hear the rush of angels' wings. I see glory
And release. At Unity, we meditate to reconnect with Source, to fill from the well the power and energy that is accessible to us at all times, to remind us of the simple comforts of being still and remembering who we are and where we are. We take a deep breath and release. And as you do, I invite you to allow your body to sink comfortably into the chair or whatever is holding you up, but allow your muscles to release the burden and to feel the relaxation wash over you. And take a deep breath. And release. Place your feet flat on the floor. Take all things from your hands. If it feels right to you, close your eyes or otherwise divert your attention as you become more and more present of only your breath and yourself. And a deep breath. And release. And in our mind's eye, as we move past any thoughts that may arise, any interruptions from our days past or things to do in the future, we set these aside and step into a place in our mind's eye that is ours alone. We build it purposefully with the view that makes us calmest. We experience the perfect temperature, the soft glow of loving light. There may be a body of water here or simple breeze which can take our ego thoughts away and leave us space in this place. We take a deep breath and we release. And we enter into the silence of this place, knowing it is exactly the right one. No doubt, no worry, no wonder. Only the pure experience of calm and quiet, and the image we know in our mind and in our heart of God's perfect presence around us, through us, and from us. If we drift, we keep recreating this one place, this one perfect place. And we take a deep breath and release. As we come more aware of the room around us and the people we are with, we bring this knowledge with us that God is forever around us, through us, and with us. We check in here in meditation to empower us during the rest of our week. We breathe deep and we step into this place again.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. We've all heard this kind of story. Someone's diagnosed that their time is suddenly short. And in the back of our minds, we wonder, what if the news was mine? Would I do more of the same with the moments that remain? Would we live like we were dying? Why wait? Why wait for that fateful fall, for that wake-up call? Why wait till it's too late? There's only today. We've all heard this kind of story. An earthquake strikes the coast of a distant land. Seems like every time we come together as humankind, we make a different choice. Kindness cuts through all the noise, and we're suddenly united. Why wait? Why wait for that pouring rain, for that hurricane? Why wait till it's too late? There's only today. Why wait? goes by, everybody pulls aside. The holidays put smiles on every face. Tell me what's the reason why we need excuses to decide that we're part of only one human race. We've all heard this kind of story. Someone keeps their dream a secret all their life. Why wait? Why wait? 'Cause if we don't try, oh, that dream might die. Why wait till it's too late? Let the future fall away. Let the past evaporate. There's only today. Why wait?
Oh, good morning again. I've been working on trying to be a little more human. I know, it sounds kind of odd. I'm 52 years old. Seems like something I should have been practicing for some time now. But I've realized, with some help of my therapist, that when you take spiritual principles about the ability to be awesome all the time, to be godlike all the time, about the quest to be divine and to be an expression of love and light as constantly as you are able, and you put them into someone who's flirted with perfectionism, that can be tough. And by flirting with perfectionism, in my own case, realize I've had a wild, torrid affair with perfectionism for most of my life. And so that became a process in which I was striving to always be divine and failing when I wasn't. And that can be a hard way to live. We all have our own paths and tolerance for discomfort, and it wasn't until I hit about 50 when I really realized how much strain I was putting on myself by trying to constantly focus on this divine perfection that I thought I needed to seek, and was ignoring the humanistic side of living, which I am in fact doing, whether I choose to or not. But that ignorance can become dysfunction. And I have, and not just in the last few years, but I have in my life experienced that. And so now I'm working on being more human with great spiritual promise and sometimes actualization. So I was very intrigued recently when I saw this article, which is entitled, "Why Do I Feel So Tired All of the Time?" which was just published in Time magazine a couple of weeks ago, actually on the 20th, so not even that long ago. Because I've been experiencing this. And the author mentioned that they had been experiencing this and began to ask around and found that this sense of exhaustion, this tiredness, is quite prevalent these days. And folks are somewhat confused by it. I'm not doing all the things that I was doing before that I thought were exhausting me. Why should I be so exhausted? And the author discovered that Google searches for the phrase, "Why am I tired all the time?" are at historical highs in just the last 3 months, let alone the last 15 months of everything that we've been going through. So I thank you very much. I would like to know the answer to this too. And he provides an interesting answer. Because we're not doing our daily routines, we're leaving out a lot of the opportunities to have our feels. The everyday feels of choosing which movie to go to, feeling like you're empowered to get out of the house, feeling the excitement of going somewhere new, feeling the satisfaction of buttered popcorn, feeling the intelligence of being to analyze the film, or feeling the joy or just the emotion that the art itself is designed to provoke in us. These blips in our lives, as straightforward as they may seem, not the dramatic, huge, oh, I'm traveling to Europe, or I'm speaking to zillions of people, or whatever it is. No, these simple feels in our lives are the things that sustain us. And he even goes so far to say is there's a reason they call it flatlining, and that we equate that with a dead state. Because with nothing there is nothing here. Many of us have been told to just be still. And that's interesting for me in a spiritual sense, because I was told that still, peace, quiet, simpleness, that is the goal. That's the goal all the time. And I've been in there and I started thinking of how many times for extended periods have I been avoiding the feels. So with limited options, some of us sometimes are choosing whatever's in front of us, and that's often an electronic, a phone, or the computer, or whatever, and deciding we need to go see what's happening in the world. Except what are we exposed to when we go see what's happening in the world? All of the things that frighten us. All of the things that are out there that we can't change. We see the fires. We see the wars coming to an end or just starting up. We see what's happening around the corner in our neighborhood or down the street. We see the accident in front of the school. We see our children in peril. We see all of the things. So we go maybe to our friend group or to our more restricted. We think Facebook or those social apps, or that must be our social circle. But we discovered that these have become places of turmoil as well. We're learning things about people we didn't necessarily want to know about them in that particular way. Opinions that they had or violences that they've carried out socially or emotionally, or that they've been subjected to, abuses. Because without any way to share those personally or interpersonally, they're now become quite public. And what we were looking for were feels and even some excitement a little bit. But what we've been handed is anxiety. Now, the difference between fear and anxiety is the difference between your heart and your head. Fear, I've come to learn, is a natural part of who we are as biological human creatures. And I'm interested in that because I want to be a bit more human. Fear is one of the most primal instincts and energies that we have. Fear is something our body takes on, understands, responds to, works through, gets past. Anxiety is when our head decides to try to figure out what it is we're afraid of, or what it is we should be afraid of, or what it is we could be afraid of, or what it is we might be afraid of. Why are we afraid of what we're afraid of? And then the anxiety starts to build. In my household, we know anxiety. We're very intimate with anxiety. My daughter suffers from severe anxiety. And it was interesting early on to tell other parents, McKenna, she's really struggling with anxiety. Oh, great, I know a doctor and we'll get the right pill, whatever. No, this didn't happen for us. They didn't have the same understanding that we did. They didn't know that my daughter literally lived in her clothes closet for almost a year. And that there were days when she would ask me with a look in her eyes, please close the door. And the anxiety of literally closing your preteen child into a darkened space and walking away. We know how debilitating and exhausting anxiety can be. And so many of us, in our pursuit of the human experience of excitement and feels and all of the things, are instead doing what they call doom scrolling, where we scroll through the news or the feed or the whatever, and we feel our anxieties come up. We mistake those for emotion, and we think that our bodies and our spirits can handle them, and in fact, it's anxiety that just stays, and our bodies are constantly working to do, and our minds are constantly churning over in our dreams and in our thoughts and in our subconsciouses, and we become exhausted. And we wake up exhausted. And I thought, yes, that's what's happened. I'm exhausted with the anxieties. But I recognize that human experience. Okay. And yet I want to have, I want to blend my spiritual experience with my human experience. Is there something that I can know here that will help me transcend this exhaustion, that will help me move forward, that isn't merely sitting or whatever? I mean, what can I do? How can I connect? What about the energy of God? What about enthusiasm, ethos, the energy of the gods? So I started looking around, and I found that a lot of what, I found this book, which is called The Road Home, a contemporary exploration of the Buddhist path by Ethan Nichtern. And I was drawn to it right away because of the extraordinarily beautiful blend of the human and spiritual experience that the Buddhist path allows me to explore at this point in my spiritual path. And I was really delighted to find it. And then I was plowing through, and near the back was a section called Sacred Fear. Because, see, my spiritual path up until now, by my own choosing, it's a wild misinterpretation of some of the text, was to be afraid of fear. I was fearful of fear. Fear is the opposite of love, according to Course in Miracles. Don't ever be fearful. If you're fearful, you're in the wrong place. If you're fearful, you need to transform. Fear is not the thing. Be afraid of fear. And I got into this great, terrible circle of being afraid of fear. But then I found this beautiful reinterpretation. And the first thing that struck me is what I was just saying before, confirmed in this path. When the Shambhala teachings discuss the meaning of fearlessness, they don't look at it as some sort of idealized state where the emotion no longer occurs. We know from the discussion of karma and habit, idealizing a state without feelings is actually our whole problem. It is the source of our desensitized tendencies. And sometimes we see that in ourselves, or sometimes we see that in others, or sometimes we see that in our culture. This sense of don't engage on an emotional level. Let's look at everything analytically, or the way people who are highly emotional are sometimes segregated out or put aside or shunned. The way people's sometimes strong emotions in a situation are not acknowledged at all or considered inappropriate. That this isn't the right place. Go see your therapist, David. Work that out somewhere else. But I've come to understand, I was saying to a friend who's a few years younger than me, we were on a group call, at his younger age, so frustrated with meaning and scope and what's it all supposed to be about. And the discussion was actually about, should we bring children into this world? It just doesn't seem very happy. And out of my mouth came this understanding that, when I was younger, I thought that the point was to be happy. But now that I'm older, I understand that the point is to feel whatever I'm feeling. And to not deny anything but happiness. To not deny anything but perfection as being less worthy than being human. Because being human is just as worthy. It is, in fact, the path that we're on. It is the way that we are going. Shutting down is not the answer. What is the answer? So one of the oldest Buddhist fables is about the monk who's rushing home at the end of the day through the woods and down a path, and night is falling quickly. And up ahead in the shadow, he sees the coil in the shadow and immediately thinks, oh no, snake. But, in Indian time, the bite of a snake could be poisonous, deadly. He didn't want to cross that path, didn't want to go any further, and yet night is falling. I must get home, I must get to safety. What am I to do? see the shape there, it must be. But having some materials, gathers a small crude torch together, and with the light and flame carefully steps forward and immediately sees, oh, it's just a coil of rope some other traveler must have left here. And can continue on your way, number one, which is really great, not being paralyzed by the fear, but also aware of that instant moment of transformation when light is thrown on the subject. Let us not lose that metaphor. Into happiness and peace and wonder and moving forward. And maybe even there's a little bit of a laugh or a little bit of a self-conscious understanding of what just happened there. But the instant move from fear into progress, from fear into joy, from fear into understanding, fear into knowledge, is why in the Buddhist culture, fear energy is Buddha energy, the most powerful, or one of the 5 most powerful energies of this faith tradition. Fear is the thing. Way different than anxiety. Fear is the natural human movement into the unknown. And when we step into it and bring our light, our ever-present light, from that place we go into meditation to discover, we find that the fear is the motivator. He says it this way. Connecting with fear, we get up close and personal with the vulnerability and fragility of being a human being. When we take a sacred approach to fear, we begin to resensitize and overcome our numbness. Fear becomes a motivation to open up, to be a brave and flawed person among other flawed people. And see how that flows into our understanding of ourselves as flawed, brave, fragile, and vulnerable. That we understand that those around us are flawed and brave and fragile and vulnerable. And our compassion begins to flow through our human being, now being quite wonderfully spiritual. Because we stepped into the fear. Wow. Now I think I'm getting somewhere. So what should we do? What are the practicals? This is the part where if you're taking notes, these are the practicals. Okay, so according to this article, there's a couple of things we can do. The first is we need to stop replacing our desire for excitement. Excitement is allowed with anxiety, for which many of us are not prepared. And it's important that I say and that you understand that through our journey, still ongoing, through anxiety in our household, we understand there's medical condition, there's a psychological condition, and we've taken all aspects to address that. And if anxiety is something that for you is overwhelming your ability to function, please do not hesitate to reach out to all of the avenues that are available in support of you. My daughter finally, about 9 months ago, found the right mixture of medication that is allowing her to bloom and blossom and become and live as the extraordinary, delightful, amazing woman that we always knew she would be. And it took a combination of many, many things to get us there. That's really important that you know, that I understand that, and that you understand that for yourselves. We can make choices for ourselves in our diet, in our routines, in our habits, which we must be careful do not become our addictions as we get into this need, this biological urge to find things to do in order to help us feel. Excitement, enjoyment, the high-end emotions are some of those, and the little end emotions are some of those, but think about the choices you're making in your everyday life when you're feeling a need to do something, because as a human being, your body is calling you to do it, and what you're choosing to do to fill that need. Understand your patterns. And sometimes the easiest place to go is whatever you pick up first. I tell lots of people that I'm no longer on Facebook because it's true. And almost 9 out of 10 of them go, oh, that's fantastic, that's amazing, oh, good for you, that's incredible. What's it like? And I say, it's changed my life. Wow, that's incredible, great. They all say, I wish I could do that. Okay, All right, well, see if you can, or see what else you can do. See that your choices are leading you to the right place. And watch out for these undetermined anxieties that the world wishes to impress upon you. I like to remind myself all of the time that I'm not at war when the country declares that it's at war. I'm not at war. I get reminded by David Kisor at the bottom of all his emails. He wages peace. Whatever it is, these shifts are vital and important. The second thing you can do is insert some of this positive excitement into your life and understand that the fatigue you're experiencing is likely psychological and mental. That's where the tiredness comes from. And while physical fatigue often benefits the most from resting, psychological fatigue like this often benefits the most from action. If you are truly physically tired, then rest. If what you're feeling is a psychological or spiritual or emotional burden or weight, then move. Do something. If you want to change your life, if you want your life to change, you have to change your life. It's up to you. It's the choices. These are the simple things. And then there's the spiritual one, too, that brought me to this final place, to this notion of being here, being in this place. Fear destroys the naive spiritual premise that we might transcend our human experience. I bought into that for so long. That naive perception that we might transcend our human experience, that it will all be fine if I just go to there. This author has a wonderful phrase, don't transcend anything. This is your experience. It encourages us to be right here. Fear is saying to us, this is really happening. You are really alive right now. These jitters you are feeling are the basic life force of your heart and mind. They are your wind horse. Please stop wishing for another now. Please stop wishing for another now. No matter what we're feeling, and especially if we're experiencing that fabulous Buddha power of fear. It is a call to be here now, to enter into our human experience and allow our holy self to be present there. One does not exclude the other, is what I'm learning and stepping into far more than ever. They are to be combined. And the fear of fear becomes anxiety, which paralyzes me, and the simple wonders of life go by, and I've missed them, and I start flatlining because I'm not experiencing joy or simple pleasure or the opportunity to be powerful or the opportunity to be just myself. This past summer, we ordered a crate of peaches from the Peach Truck. Does it come to Cincinnati? The Peach Truck comes to Indianapolis. You can go online and you order a crate, and they literally park behind the mall, and you drive up and you show them your order, and they hand you 25 pounds worth of peaches straight from the most gorgeous peach patch in Georgia, I suppose. I don't know. So we did that. And they are good peaches. I mean, they're really good peaches. And so we made some peach salsa. I made a lovely peach pie. We did a fish dish that had roasted peaches in it. We grilled peaches. We did all these things. And one day, and then sometimes we just ate the peaches. Amazing, yeah. And so one day I was in the kitchen and I had this peach and I was eating it. I don't know what I was, isn't that amazing? I don't even know what I was doing. I just know that I turned around and there wasn't any more peach. I thought, where the hell did that peach go? These are good peaches, and I had just missed it. Because it couldn't be in that moment at that time. I was distracted by everything that was going on. All this stuff. So when we talk about just being present, we talk about finding all of those ways and noticing if we're sometimes escaping all of the little things that we've been missing, that some of which we can't quite do yet, but soon we will be able to. But even just the things like eating a peach, like being present. So I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice eating a peach. I'm going to have the experience of taking a bite of this peach. And you're going to have the experience of watching a guy stand on stage having a bite of a peach. And you're going to practice feeling whatever you're feeling about that without judgment, but without wondering where your peach is or wondering if there'll still be peaches in the grocery store when you get there. Pushing through the fear of whether or not he's going to cut himself open with this knife that I found downstairs in the kitchen, which may or may not have any blade at all on it. We're just going to experience that. Literally, that's it. Good. Good.
Why wait? Why wait?
That's good. That's all. I love you. Have a good day.
One, two, 3. From the day that I was born, my first smile, my first step, till the day I laid me down and breathed my last breath. The gift has been given, the stage is set, but the rest of the story hasn't been written yet. I'm writing my life sentence, one word at a time. Writing my life sentence, each moment redefined. And it may not be poetry, may not even rhyme, but it's my life sentence. Every word is mine. All those days at school, between outcast and cool. The brand new thoughts, the broken hearts, I was a genius and a fool. And that first year on my own, when I thought I knew it all, and after my world crashed in, I picked myself up from the fall. Kept on writing my life sentence. Every word is new. Writing my life sentence. Something only I can do. And as I find my angle, I may dangle a participle or two, but it's my life sentence. Every word is true. Hope, trust, wanderlust, work, play, all the way or bust. Soak in the silence, feel the rush. Love, love, and every one of us. I'm writing my life sentence. Each moment redefined. Writing my life sentence. Oh yeah, it's mine. And it's poetry to my mom and me, even though it doesn't rhyme. Writing my life sentence. My life sentence. Writing my life sentence. And every word is mine. Yeah.
All right, David. Is that a David original?
That is.
A David original. How nice. It's that time in our service where we take our tithes and our offering in our hands and we say our offertory blessings. So if you'll do that and say our offertory blessing with me. If you're giving online or if you're giving the machine in the back. Let's put our blessing in our hands. Are we ready? Divine love.
Moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive.
Also, while the ushers are collecting our offering, our chaplains today are Linda and Sandy, and they'll be over here at the prayer cloth. Shaw, if you have any prayer requests. Also, there are prayer request cards in the back of the pews if you like to write one down and put it in the prayer box in the back. Also, you can call the center and leave a prayer request, and Susan will see to it that it gets to the right place. And what number do we call? 513-961-2527. David?
We got messages from our spiritual family from abroad. Edie is with us from North Carolina. Peggy is watching from College Hill, probably in her pajamas, right, Peg? Sandra says good morning from Loveland. Lauren says hello from sunny Florida. And Randy is enjoying the service from Northeast Ohio. Shout out to my roomie, Randy, and to everyone else that's online. And just wanted to thank David for this wonderful. So you're saying I don't have to be anybody but me, and me right where I am. Is that right?
That's it.
That's all I have to be.
So easy, isn't it?
Wait a minute. That's all I've ever been my entire life.
It has been. We just haven't necessarily been aware of that.
Okay. Be anxious about that anymore. All right.
Should we do a prayer? Let's bring the offering forward. Let's everybody put our energy out to it and to the world, and to the universe, and to the prosperity and the amazing prosperity that it surrounds us. Mother, Father, God, thank you for these gifts in this form, whether they be electronic, whether they be the thought, whether it be the energy, whether they be the cash, that helps come through this center and create a ministry of love and positivity. It is a place where prayers are answered and miracles occur. We know that with this abundance that always is, we can do great work. On behalf of the love and the light and the energy and the power that is God, and is God in the hands and hearts and minds of all these extraordinary people, let us remember that everything we give returns to us many, many fold through the great circle of prosperity, and thus we give with pleasure and joy. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, David. And reminder that the chaplains are here to pray. Anyone that's new and wants information, our newcomers Nook is back there. Want to recognize and thank our audio-visual team. We have Linda, Susan, and Sky back in the booth.
Thank you.
And what about the New Thought Unity Center Band, ladies and gentlemen?
Woo!
Randy, Michael, and Peg. And the A-team, Althea and Alice, singing the song. I want to thank every one of you for coming, and now's the time where we come to our feet and possibly get into the aisle and make a circle all the way around this wonderful congregation, wonderful chapel that has been hallowed time and time again by wonderful messages, by beautiful music, and the silence of communal meditation, which we get to experience here every Sunday. I want to thank everyone for their wonderful gifts and of your presence and your love and all that there is. And so now we know our prayer for protection. And we know together, the light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song of love. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Have a great day.
Third page, right at the top. Boom, boom. Blue, wow, wow. Hopeless, wanderlust, fade away, all the way above. Soak in the silence, feel the rush of love. Every one of us. writing my life sentence, one word at a time. Writing my life sentence, each moment redefined, and it's poetry